Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Holding Court with the Empress West Hollywood. My name is Kenyth Miller. You're Empress of WeHo. Hi! Woo! And we're so excited to be with you today on this rainy afternoon. Learning how to do that, so my New Year's resolution is coming true slowly yet surely. Just a lot of tongue popping and a lot of mouth exercises. So, we're getting on that right now. We want to give a special shout out to our amazing producers, GayLifeLA.com, for all that they do for us here, as well as Kings Road Apartment Homes for this lovely space and view you see here with you today. So, we have an amazing special guest today. We have singer-songwriter Kenyth Mogan. Yay! Hi, Kenyth. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome, welcome. So, you're originally, we're going to go way back to birth, back in the day. You're originally born and raised in Hinsdale, Montana. That's sad. In Montana, and it's Montana's a real. I mean, it's a beautiful area. You were like way up, like north, like east area.
Northeastern Montana.
Yeah. So you're like way up in the corner.
Yes.
What was that like growing up? And because I'm assuming it's a smaller town and nothing like LA.
No.
What was that like for you growing
There's
up?
probably more people in this apartment building than my little town.
Oh shit! Seriously?
Yeah. Our high school went from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Wow.
There was maybe, I'm being generous, 100 kids in the school.
Wow.
Total. It's a very small town, and one paved street. All the rest are dirt roads. But it was very cold.
Yeah.
We had 9 months of winter, and then we had road construction.
I love that.
And I grew up on a little farm, a little ranch, and yeah.
Did you have any little pets that you had to grow up and then slaughter?
Luckily, my stepdad was very good about not letting us get attached to the ones that were raised for slaughter. We did have pets. We had a couple orphan calves that he wanted to teach my sister and I responsibility, so we had to take care of them. We had to feed them, and
Got it.
And I remember he came into the barn one day, and I'm sitting on this calf, like riding him like a horse. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "It's fine,
it's fine. It's training."
Yeah.
I don't know. We're joining the circus. Cow Act of '85. But sorry, I've like lost my little stupidness. But you left Montana around like 15, and did you go straight to University of Montana after that? After leaving there, or?
Yes, we left Hinsdale for a little bit bigger town called Glasgow.
Okay.
And which is where I graduated high school, but it's like 20 minutes away from Hinsdale, so my whole family lives within a 50-mile radius of each other.
So it went from 100 people to 500.
Yeah.
Yay!
Basically. And so it was just a tiny little town, and then once I graduated, I went right to the University of Montana in Missoula, which is much, much bigger, and it was like 200,000 people in the city or
Was
more.
it a bit of a culture shock to go from such a small town to such a big area?
Well, the first day we were there, my best friend's mom, she's like an aunt, my best friend Echo, she took us to the mall and we saw a drag queen. Now, a Montana drag queen is nothing like you see drag queens today. But Echo and I were so shocked because we had never seen anything like this before. So we were like pointing, like, "Oh my God, look, look, look!" And my aunt was like, "Stop! No, that's rude! Don't do that!" And so yeah, but it was definitely a shock to see other. I was the only gay kid in my high school for a really long time.
Were you actually out in high school?
I came out when I started the process, I think, when I was 13 or 14, and then officially when I was 15, I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gay." And so
how was that? That's what I wanted. How was that experience from Montana?
it wasn't bad. Most of the kids had known me my whole life. I mean, it's a small town.
We all grew up together, true.
We all grew up together. We're all related.
Yeah.
And
God.
So,
his boyfriend was a third cousin.
Yeah. You laugh, but it's true. No. It's Montana, not Arkansas.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah.
So confused. So confusing.
But no, it was fine. Like all my peers, I had kids come up to me, "If anyone's doing any shit, you come find me. We'll take care of them." And I never really got the bullying. I mean, I was bullied because I was a nerd. Like I was a big geek.
Yeah.
But I was never really tormented for being gay ever, which is a very unheard of thing from there. I know I'm probably one of the only ones that can say that story, but I loved growing up there.
That's great though. And I mean, if anyone didn't believe he was a big nerd, I mean, right here.
His Star Wars owl pendant.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, Everyone loves a good gay nerd. I mean, it's not around here. Johnny McGovern did an entire song about it, so
That's
I mean,
true.
Everyone loves their nerdy boys, especially here in LA. So let's talk about that transition from Montana to Los Angeles, and to you actually do live in West Hollywood.
Yes, I do.
As well. Mm-hmm. What was that transition like from, again, 200,000 to like 9 million people out here?
I was like, so I had my last college course. I didn't even wait for graduation. I finished the course and I jumped on a plane.
Oh,
and
shit.
I was here.
You were done.
I was done. I was
Okay.
like, I want to be out in LA. I had written a book that had just come out. I had done a couple movies, and I'm like, I'm going to go to LA. I'm going to be famous. This is going to be easy. No, not even. But it afforded me. It got my foot in the door. I had met people like Tiffany and Britta Phillips, who was
Right.
the voice of Jasmine,
Right.
and a bunch of other people in Hollywood that had been very. I was just this little gay kid from Montana, so
Right.
they were like, oh, he's just cute, okay.
Yeah.
And they, I mean, they weren't directly responsible for anything, but their encouragement and kindness was really, it kind of gave me this confidence. So I was like, I can do whatever I want,
Right.
and I did. So.
And when you came out here, because you went to the University of Canada for theater design, did you come out here with that purpose of being an actor? Or was that music involved with it as well?
Music was not.
Okay.
I wanted to be an actor, and like I said, I'd written this comic book.
Right.
And so I came out here with that expectation. I had written a couple scripts. I got involved with James Townsend in the productions.
Yeah.
We had worked on a couple of scripts, and I'd done a couple of his movies. So that's what I came out here to do. Well, I very quickly realized I'm not an actor. It's fun, but I could never do it as a profession because I make porn actors look like they're Academy Award worthy, so.
Oh, I don't think I'd put you with that distinction because I love my boys, but oh Jesus, I've seen some of them act and it's like they couldn't act themselves outside or inside a paper bag. Yeah, we just are really just like, stop talking and start sucking. Please, just stop. Put something in his mouth, he's prettier that way. But so you get out here, you realize like, oh shit, this isn't for me. Did you, not necessarily instantaneously go, oh, music, but how did that come about into you getting involved with that?
I moved in when I moved out here. I lived with a singer from the 90s named Amy Lorraine, who had a couple of hits.
Okay.
And her son was a musician and her whole family had done music, so I was kind of around it. And I just started, I'd always written poems and stories and things, so I'm like, well, I'll try writing a couple of songs, and I did. And then I had a friend that was like, hey, I'm working with this producer, maybe you guys should just kind of connect and see if anything happens.
Okay.
And we did, and we recorded a cover of Leave a Light On For Me.
Oh,
from
that's so cute!
And then,
I love that song.
Yeah, it was fun, and we jived really well, so we ended up doing Fall Apart.
Okay.
And
it kind of just snowballed from
it
there.
did, and my agent, she was like, she's like, I was just prepared to lie. She's like, I didn't
like a good, I love her already.
Yeah.
Like a good agent, I was prepared to
She's
lie.
like, I didn't think it was going to be any good, and neither, I thought that, maybe a person would maybe, my mom would download it or something, and then I'd be that, but no, it kind of took off, especially after the video, and I'm still just blown away by that.
Oh yeah, before we get to the video, because I do want to talk about that, because it's insane, but with music, did you draw any specific inspiration from anyone any specific artists that you had that were kind of like, I would love to model my music after these types of people or this type of genre?
Growing up, there's Tiffany. I think we're low now.
Right.
And when I was little, to go back, my dad I got a 45. That was my first record. And I played I Think We're Alone Now over and over and over again. Well, this will give you a hint how long I've done it. My dad, I was home, my grandma passed away in August of 16, and I was home for the funeral. And I was singing the song, and from the opposite side of the house, my dad just chucked something at me and was like, it's been 30 freaking years, choose a new goddamn song! And it was one of those moments where I looked at him and I was just in shock that he had thrown something at me, and but it was so funny because, I've been singing that song for 30 years, and Tiffany has been really, on my second album, I had recorded a song of hers because I had worked with her songwriters, and she actually told me that she'd listened to it and she liked it. And so she was someone that I loved her, and she's always been so kind to me. And so I wanted to do music like her and be like her, and Alex Johnson and Belinda Carlisle and people.
Gotta have you some Belinda.
Yeah, so I was like a lot of 80s ladies, which if you watch the video for Fall Apart, I do the whole 80s head turn thing and sing. And
that's okay. So I was born in the 80s, so I wasn't growing up with that stuff. I was more Britney Spears.
Well, so that was my. I said I was 3 when I think.
No, but I mean, I know.
I was a baby.
That makes sense now because now I think of when I think of all the 80s videos I've seen since then. I mean, I totally get
that. The head turn and sing and
right into the camera.
Yeah, and my agent was like, he's like, you can't do that. He's like, no. He's like, it's awful. Never do that again. So that's why there's not me singing in Unlock Your Heart because we were still trying to break me of that.
Got it.
I mean, to the point where I literally would turn and look at the camera and sing. It was awful.
So we're gonna I love this. This is so funny. This is perfect because it's because it's you and how you are and your personality, and I feel like it's so funny when you meet the people out here. They always try to change you from you because like no, that won't do well. I'm like. But people love this because this is who I am, and they get a kick out of it.
And people have tried that. They tried to, when I first moved out here, they wanted me to, go to the gym every day, to, eat this, to wear this, to do this. And I'm like, if people are only going to listen to me because I can take my clothes off, I'm like, then I really don't need to do this.
Wow.
So, and I was surprised once we get to Unlock Your Heart. Like, I was shocked because being with the person that was in that video, I was about 20 pounds heavier than I am now, and there's
really?
Where he spins and he has to lift me, and I'm like, we're gonna fall, I'm gonna kill this kid. And I expected so many negative comments about me, someone like me with someone like him, and nothing. The only negative comments was some really awful person was like, he's like, this video is basic. Like that was my one, and someone said I was ginger and that I had no soul, which I wasn't. I was blonde, but the lights made my hair look
I can see that, yeah.
But those were the only 2 negative comments that I had gotten on the video, which just shocked me.
I have no soul, but I have this boy. I'll deal. I think I can live with that. So we'll get to Unlock Your Heart. Holy crap. I mean, it was an amazing song. I mean, it literally took off, it went viral. Mm-hmm. And the video you did was very inspired by, Wizard of Oz and the whole Dorothy and stuff with that. And I like the fact that you didn't play a Dorothy character. It was his, I guess, girlfriend or girl he was talking to or something. It wasn't necessarily that you were putting yourself in that role, which I really liked. It was kind of you're the friend that's in love secretly with him and he doesn't really get a clue, but you think he knows but he doesn't know, but he doesn't. It's like, so in the whole video, do you guys actually live together, or is he just like always over, are you like always over at his house?
Yes, we wanted it to be more like we live together.
Okay,
there was supposed to be more things that showed us pictures and stuff together, but yeah, so we shot it at my house. I was living in Moore Park, and it was another tiny little town. So, but yeah, and Dorothy is one of my best friends. Okay. And so we put me in an outfit that was similar to hers with the checkered shirt and the blue pants and all that. So we wanted to kind of give that illusion. But the girl that played Dorothy was Miss Hollywood.
Right.
And she's one of my dear friends, Joelle Posey, and she's so wonderful. But it was so funny because I was like, wow, she's such a bitch, and I'm like,
but it was perfect.
So good.
It was perfect.
And so our agent. Her mom is my agent, or not her mom, her agent is my agent.
Oh yeah.
And
they're basically like parents.
Yes, and so they've all been, that whole family has been super great with me, and they kind of adopted me, and so we all are kind of a big team that work together, and so that video, it's water.
Yeah. So I'm making him talk a lot. Dries you out.
Yeah, but no, the video, it was so much fun to shoot, and it was. I think about it, I'm still just kind of in awe of everything that happened with it, because we had my nephew in it, we had...
Yeah, you had a lot of people in it, especially that like, the barbecue scene with like the backyard party kind of thing, where you're all together, and it's where you actually kind of take out your chainsaw and rip up the 10. I love the fact that it's the 10 men, and you guys got them all dressed up like that. I mean, it's really cute. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on YouTube, and it's Unlock Your Heart, and it's so cute. And when I first saw it, it really was just that nice play on boy's in love with boy, other boy is oblivious, which is usually how most other boys are that you're in love with. And it just those fun little things of it being like cheesy in the perfect way of being cheesy, of him like looking at you and then you going to kiss him and he gets up and leaves and you fall on your face. And it's like those fun little play on it that I really loved. What for the song itself, what was your overall inspiration for writing it?
Well, that song I didn't write. It was
Okay.
actually written by Matthew Hayes and his friend
okay.
Aaron, who played the scarecrow
Yeah.
in it. And funny story, that original demo, Tiffany recorded on it because
Oh,
she's a good friend of hers. So she's been indirectly involved in everything I
Wow.
do, which is wonderful. But yeah, so Aaron, Matthew wrote the song, and I had known him for years. And when we were doing Fall Apart, I needed another song, and I didn't want to do another cover because I had done Big and Stupid by Julie Brown
Right.
and Mickey.
Right.
And I'm like, I need an original song, and I'm like, okay, I need to find something, and I hit shuffle on my iPod, and that song came up, and I called Matthew. I'm like, hey, can I try this song? And he's like, go for it, do it, try it. And so we did, and the producer on it, Tony Rodini, just kind of took it because it's a country song.
Oh no, it's totally a country song.
Yeah,
yeah.
And he kind of added some stuff to it.
Yeah.
And
because you hear it in there without it being twangy.
Yeah.
Like with the way your style is, it doesn't make it twangy, but you can tell it's kind of a country song.
Yes.
Did your experience working at Disney, was that why it influenced you to do Wizard of Oz?
No, I wanted to do Bewitched. I was very adamant I wanted a Bewitched music video.
Okay.
And my agents were like, no. And so they're like, no. And so they're like, let us think. And Jeremy, who was one of the directors, who was the artistic director of it, Jeremy Sani, he called me. He took like a half a day and he called me. He's like, I want to try this. He's like, what do you think of The Wizard of Oz? And of course my little gay heart just exploded. And I was like, okay, that'll be fun. That'll be great. And so he was really kind of the brain behind that and put it all together. And then Dorothy's boyfriend was the one that he was our DP, and he designed the Tin Man suit and created it and made it. So everything was all done by just a small group of people. Which when you look at it, it looks like it took a lot. It did take a lot, but it was a bunch of people that were really giving their all in it.
It was low budget without looking low budget.
Yes.
And I think that's what was great about it. I mean, it looked like it was really well produced, and it was.
Yeah.
And then how did you come about finding Ronnie? Because Ronnie Kroll. I always love it because it's that O in there that screws me. Ronnie Kroll. How did you come about finding him for the role of the Tin Man and getting him involved with that?
He, I contacted him on Facebook. I had been aware of him through that reality show that he had done, and I.
I'm so bad with reality show. I'm so bad with reality TV.
Well, the only reason I know it was because my adopted sister was obsessed with reality TV, and she's like, you need to watch this show. It's all these stupid people wanting to be supermodels. And I was like, oh, that guy's kind of cute. So I was like, okay, I'll watch a little bit of this.
I bet you did.
And well,
you watched a lot of bit of that.
Well, and I did. And the love interest in the Fall Apart video, he's going to kill me, but he had sent Ronnie a fan.
Really?
Which I found out after the fact, so I kind of torture him with that, because he had sent him this little gay fan letter when he was in high school.
Oh, this is even better. So we have a special guest a little bit later, so we'll talk about that here soon. But this is gonna be fun. I'll hate you too, but I love it. So you messaged him, you got on board, you guys had put this out together, and now you put it on YouTube. What was your initial reaction to it going as viral as it did? 1.9 million views.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. I expected maybe like 10,000, if that.
Yeah.
Because we had the premiere party at the Standard,
Right.
and then Jeremy and I were actually involved in a really bad car accident coming home from the event.
Oh shit.
Like it was. I mean, my car was totaled. This drunk guy just rear-ended us and spun around the freeway, hit another car, hit the curb. And I mean, it was so hard that my agent was. I mean, he was knocked out. He didn't remember anything. I was knocked out, and so by the time the video came up, I was like, I don't care. I was in pain. I was doped up. I was like, I just want to sleep. And then Joelle came in and she's like, you need to check the internet. And Tola Road and Huffington Post and Gay.com and all these things just kind of popped up.
Everything, every queer media post publication thing. Yeah. Sunk their claws into this.
They did, and it was
quickly.
It was insane. I got a call from my friend Sean. He works in DC, and he's like, you're on the Huffington Post.
Yeah, we call it Fuckington too.
Yeah, sorry. He's like, what the hell? And I was like, by this point I was still doped up, and I was like, I was just like, I thought I was dreaming. Like I thought, I'm like, this is just my imagination.
And then, the men's talking.
Well, yeah, and I thought it was. I really thought it was. Sorry, my hair is off. I don't want to take off my hat because my hair looks bad. But I didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
And then my grandmother called me and she's like, it's popping up on little ads. I'm going, like, it's just everywhere.
Oh, that's a big deal when your grandmother sees it online.
Well, my grandmother, when she was alive, I can't believe I tell the story. When I was working at Disney, I thought I could model, and I did this artistic shoot for this art book.
Define artistic, because I have an idea of what I think artistic is, but
it's exactly what you think.
Yay!
I did this artistic nude shoot, and I'm not ashamed of it at all. I've never done anything I'm ashamed of. And, well, my grandmother, being the wonderful woman that she was, found the photos, and...
Tell me she made it now, but tell me she made it
now. No, she put them on the Christmas card. And I called her, and I'm like, where did you get these? She's like, oh, well, I had found them. And I was like, where did you find these? And she's like, well, why are you taking photos like that? And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, you shouldn't have taken them if you didn't want me to use them.
Oh,
and
I love shady grandma. I loved her.
She was the most amazing, the most amazing woman ever. She was my rock, my support. And yeah, so she had no problems.
Letting you have it.
Yeah, yeah. So...
Okay, so grandma's even see it, and so what? Like when the meds wore off and reality really set in, what was your just overall reaction to everything?
I was just stunned.
Mm-hmm.
I was honestly just kind of stunned, and I started getting fan letters and things, which I was not equipped for. Because I was like, what? And some of them were weird. Some of them were.
Do they do fan art stuff?
I do have a couple fan art pieces that are really cool, and I actually kept them because I thought they were really neat. And but some of them were a little weird, and then some of the descriptions of what some of the people wanted to do was a little weird. But there was this one sweet kid from Mexico City that has kept emailing me, and he was actually out here just a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "Can I take you to dinner?" And I was like, this is either going to end up really well or I'm going to get murdered. But I was like, whatever. I'm from Montana, I don't care.
Right.
So we went to dinner, had this lovely evening together. And then I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But it was fun.
I mean, it was harmless. It's fine.
It was.
You made a century, so, right.
Well, and he kept saying, he's like, I never thought I'd meet you. And I was like, because I'm still a nobody. Like, no one knows who I am. But to me, that was such an ego boost, and I was like, yes.
As long as he doesn't ask you at the end of the night to get in the trunk, you're good.
No, we ended up somewhere else, but not in a trunk, so that was fine. So.
And so, all right, so the music's just, it's taking off. Did the response for being, did they see you first as the song with the musician, or did they see you first as an LGBT artist? Like, where was the demographic on that? Because, I mean, it's not LGBT forward in the sense of like so gay in your face, it's just boy likes boy kind of thing. Was that ever really a highlight about it? Like people kept making a bigger deal about it, or was it just kind of it was what it was?
Well, there was a little bit, because when it first came out, this one blogger called me the wholesome homo. And
I like that.
I mean, I guess it's better than being called the slutty homo.
Yeah, right.
But I was an adult and I was like, it's a little patronizing, but it was it depended on who was writing it. There was a lot of people that wanted to just talk about the music, and I had a long conversation with my grandmother about it and saying, should I be out? Should I talk about it? Because it's obvious. I mean, I'm obvious, but she's like, why would you hide? She's like, why would you lie? She's like, that would defeat everything that I did for you growing up.
That makes sense.
And so that's why I was like, I'll never put a female in my music video, or a female love interest for me in my music video. And a lot of the gay venues are obviously, a gay artist,
Well, which makes sense because they're obviously focused on LGBT individuals that are artists. So, I mean, that makes sense. But, I mean, obviously they're trying to talk about it. But for, like, even Huffington Post never really made a huge deal about it other than just saying, what's it like being a queer artist? And that was really it.
And that was great. And the Clyde Report, I think, was a blog that I really loved because they... my president at the time had said something that said out and proud artists, and they were just kind of, that took them back a little bit by someone saying that, I guess. But a lot of them were just focused on the music first, which is what I wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't necessarily, I am a gay person, but a person first, an artist, and then I'm gay. So it's, you know, I'm not like we talked about earlier, I'm not one of the artists, I'm not going to use sex to sell my music, because first of all, no one would buy it, but...
Well, we'll wait until this next person to come on board to say that, because that whole video, girl. But I really do like the fact, and I mean, I can understand the whole patronizing aspect of saying wholesome homo, but I mean, quite frankly, I mean, all your videos are very much, I don't want to say like family friendly, but I mean, it's really much, it's, you aren't in your face about it, you aren't overly sexual, you aren't like screaming queen in someone's face. Your music is very much, it appeals to everyone, and like a parent would go, oh, you can watch this and I'm not like worried you're gonna go and become a stripper later.
Well, and that's part of what I've always done. When I was writing books, I was doing the whole like Comic-Con circuit and all of that, and this mother brought her. I know.
Sorry, it's like nerd too. So
well, this mother brought her. I mean, he was a kid and he wanted gay comics, but she was like, "There's no gay comics that I could buy him." And I was actually telling her about this project I was writing called Love Spell, which we'll get into later. But I was telling her about it. I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of a gay bewitched kind of a story. Yeah. It's very family friendly." And she's like, "I'll buy it right now." I'm like, "I haven't even written it yet. Like it's just in the early stages." And so I wanted to be something that the gay kid of Montana could look up to and see, something positive and something that, wasn't all about, bending over.
Well, and that's why I appreciate about what your artistry is all about. I mean, it is very, and I don't want to say wholesome in this fact to be like, oh, you're a little, but that is the word to say, because, it does really encapsulate what you are. You're just a very much you, like you said, your music, your art, and everything else, and then the being gay is just kind of it's just, it's there. Yeah. It is what it is, but it's not like so in your face, and I think is what I think most people can relate to you so well, and why it did so well is because of that. So we're gonna go into another little part. His first album was Fall Apart, and then the next one was Love, which is where kind of everything took off, but there was another fun one. I will do this one real quick because you were telling me about it that I didn't realize it was on Dallas Shore, but I really love it. Real Me was on Dallas Shore, and you said there was an interesting story behind how that happened.
Well, Sordid Lives was the first gay movie I ever saw. I was with my boyfriend. We went to this place called Holland Lodge in Montana. It's this little gay retreat that they have. And
they have a retreat for gays in Montana?
Oh yeah, it's Montana. People think that it's this super
I'm totally thinking
bumfuck
like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. I'm totally thinking that shit.
Yeah, the people there are wonderful, especially the people that I've met, I guess. Yeah. Just because I've never really had that kind of. I was never scared, never worried for myself. My dad was, but only because I was the stupid person that would get in someone's car. I was that kid that
Let me take you somewhere for ice cream.
Pretty much. Sure. And I was that stupid.
Amber Alert 101.
Yeah. but yeah, so we were there and we watched Sordid Lives and I fell in love with it. Well, when I moved out here, I have no fear with talking to anybody. I have no fear going up to someone, whether they're in the industry, they're not in the industry, I just don't care. And I went up to Del Shore and I was like, I want to, I don't care what, I just want to be a part of whatever you do. Well, when Fall Apart came out, the video for it, he shared that. He shared Unlock Your Heart. He shared all of my videos.
Holy shit.
And has been just a really decent person to me, which you think gay men in the industry, you're like, oh,
Well, no, it's true.
And he was never, well, I'll do it for you if you do something for me.
Well, exactly. And
he was always just out of the kindness of his heart. And we were at Starbucks and he brought Leslie Jordan over, and I was such a Will and Grace fan, and he was such a sweet man. Well, then when he started working on a very sordid wedding, I was like, I don't care if I have to take out your trash at the end of the day. I just want to be a part of this movie. Yeah. And he's like, I'm not gonna have you do that, but I would love to have you have a song. And I had written all these other songs. I had submitted It Was Love. I submitted a lot of the other dance songs I had. And when I submitted Real Me, I had written it for Maya Taylor, who's in Tangerine.
Oh, yeah.
And she was going to do it in a movie, and then everything just kind of fell apart with that, with those people. And so when she got the song, because I wrote it for someone else, so she got the rights to the song, and then she gave them to me, back to me, I guess is what I should say. And so I just had a demo, a bare bones demo that I sent to Del. He's like, that's the one I want. So I had to rush into the studio, get it done, get it fixed. and then they put it in the movie, and
it's so cute.
It's so amazing to me. Like I watched it with my friend, and I was like crying because I was like, that's my song. And it was so cool because I can now forever say I'm part of a project with Carolyn Ray, Whoopi Goldberg, all of these
especially
people.
especially Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, anything with Whoopi Goldberg, holy crap! I mean, icon. But yeah, I love that it was just. I mean, and you're one of those people that too. I mean, if you want something, you work hard to go get it. So
and that's what Dell said. He's like, persistence pays off, and he's like, kindness pays off. Because I've never been pushy. I'm always, what you see is what you get. I don't put up a front. I'm never someone that I'm not. I don't believe in that. And so it's just being kind to people and being persistent about what you want. So
yeah, exactly. So we're gonna go into this next one. That was actually it's my I mean, Unlock Your Heart was one of my favorite ones, but this is actually my favorite for It Was Love, and it's such a cute song. And you did a video for this, and we actually have your co-host in the video. We're gonna bring him on, Mr. Josh Orozco. Yay! Yay! Josh was our favorite little twank from, or no, not twink anymore, you're older. Twunk from Anaheim, California, born and raised.
Yes.
And so let's make this a little funnier. How did the two of you meet?
The two of us met through James Townsend.
Yeah.
He's one of my photographers. And he actually told me that Kenyth saw some pictures of me online, and he asked me to be in the video.
And let me clarify pictures online with Joshua. So Joshua is actually a model. He's been doing modeling for a year and a half, like a little over a year. And he was actually rated DNA Magazine's most clicked on. This is a little weird. Most clicked on model for 2017. Online on their website, which basically means a lot of boys were going up there and saying, yes, we want to watch him, and then they were finished. But no, it was, and first of all, that's an amazing honor DNA Magazine's huge. They have tons of really hot guys on there. To be named that is no small feat, and I think it's thanks to also your friends and fan base of sharing that out. But so the two of you met, you saw his photos online, and did you initially know right away that you wanted him for that video?
No, because it wasn't originally supposed to be for It Was Love. I had written The Love Spell is something that I'm working on with James as kind of trying to develop it as a web series, and I wanted Josh for that. And because I'm like, he looks good without his clothes on, so that's how we're gonna sell this.
Yes.
And so we actually got together, and all of the stuff that's in the video for It Was Love, we shot for Love Spell.
Oh, okay.
And then I wanted, I was getting ready to move forward with other music, and I was like, I just kind of let love sit because I had lost my grandmother's, and I just was like not really doing anything. And I'm like, I just kind of let it go. I really want to do another video. And so I took all of the stuff that I had for It Was Love. I was just recording a rehearsal that I had done. And then I just kind of intermixed all the stuff with Josh, and everything just worked perfectly for it. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm gonna do this instead of the web series, and we'll work that out later.
I just remember getting a text, and you were just telling me, you're like, the video's done.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
But we shot it off.
Ready.
It's done. It's ready to go. And it's really cute because basically the whole concept of the video is it's two guys that, and it flows really well with what the words say. You're young and dumb, but you're just so in love. And it's just this whole progression of the two of you either at the park, at home, out and about. And it's really a sweet kind of love song, love story of these two guys. And again, nothing overtly sexual, nothing overtly in-your-face gay.
That version will come out later.
That was it.
I have
the unedited version is later, which that's going to be on OnlyFans. We'll see that soon. $22.99. No, I'm kidding. But I did love the fact that again, I wanted to see if it was like a Taylor Lautner contract where he had to at least be tonguing you 97% of the video.
I tried. He wouldn't let me. He's a good boy, and because I'm growing as a person. I'm an adult, and I want to get more adult as I go, with music. And It Was Love was a song that I wrote. I wrote it about my ex-boyfriend and my first boyfriend in high school.
Oh, wow.
After I found out that he had passed away.
Oh, shit.
And so I just was looking over old pictures and old letters. And just remembering how, you know, young and dumb we were, you know, we didn't think about anything.
Oh, especially in high school.
And, and so that's where that song came from. And that was my very first song that was ever on the radio. It was debuted on a national radio show. And so it was a big deal for me. So I wanted the video to be something that I had complete control over. So I'm like, it's going to be me. I'm going to be the director. I'm going to write the story. I want everything. And I told him, I'm like, this is kind of what I want. And when we were doing it for Love Spell, and then I think we had one shoot where we did for It Was Love, because we got locked out of my apartment.
Yeah.
So I left Mickey, so we had to go. We were just filming random stuff, and I was just like, just take your shirt off and do some sit-ups or some pull-ups or some things, and so it was just fun.
Yeah, I think you guys ended up doing like crunches or something like that.
Yeah, crunches and
workout.
Yeah, and he worked out. I just sat there and you know, fanned myself. Yeah. But I'm like, you know, this would be good to kind of, you know, hot man without a shirt. We'll get him all sweaty. And I think that video has like 15 or 16,000 views as well. And there was no press on that one. Like, I was just like, done. Just throw it out.
Oh yeah, I think it's 15,000, and it's really just, again, it's this cute little, and I love this whole like point of view shot you guys did from everything, where it's just kind of, where, I mean, you see all this stuff on Instagram and Facebook as well, of just really couples that will do this, where it's just videos and pictures of them just out and about at home, being silly out, like he's like trying to drink his coffee or something, and you're fucking with his hat or messing with stuff, or like things like that. And it's again, it's just like you said, it's these just two young guys just like kind of like, oh, we're here, we're cute, yay, and the shirt's off every now and then. So
yeah, that's just me being annoying, because I'm really annoying with Josh. I will send him the most inappropriate
all the time.
Messages.
All the time.
We all do. That's why we love Josh, because he just looks at them like, usually they'll always get this. We'll get, oh my god, emoji.
Yes.
That's exactly it.
And because I like with what we're doing in the future and stuff, like I'm very, so with the new stuff, I'm wanting to just kind of grow and be a little bit more sexual, kind of explore, you know, a more intimate. It's not that what we did wasn't intimate.
More adults. I get it. More adults.
Yeah, I want it to be, you know, like I said, I'm not going to be the one that, you know, takes off my clothes. He can take off his clothes. but
and if you ever want to see that, go to Josh Orozco on Instagram, and you will see a lot of those. Yes. So Josh, you originally, again, grown up in Anaheim your whole life. You originally went to school in college for acting and doing stuff with that. What really turned you into doing some stuff with modeling? Because, I mean, it wasn't actually a natural progression for you. It was just kind of something you fell into. But kind of tell us, like, how that got started with the modeling, and then how that acting kind of paired with what you ended up doing with Kenyth.
Well, a good friend of mine at the bar, Alan, ended up buying a photo shoot for me with a photographer. He set it up for me. He's like, go shoot with this guy, James Townsend, and through that I met you. And then had other photographers hitting me up and then wanting to work with me. So it was just I had no idea it was even going to happen. It wasn't even what I thought would happen. You know, I was just trying to have fun, and it was just a really cool progression to see how it all happened.
Like cute and show my body. You like my body? Yes, and a cold bonus.
It's fun. It's creative.
And you do
good for the spirit.
And you do stuff really well, because anything you do when it comes to your photography, yes, it is overtly obvious that you are showing it off, but I mean, it is still your photographers are very good, especially James, at being tactful and where they put you and stuff. I mean, they get the likes for damn sure, and they make sure they do, but I mean, it is very tasteful on how you do all the art that they do with you for your shoots. And so what was it like working together? I mean, because this is literally in your face, one-on-one filming, and was it very easy to kind of get into this whole boyfriend mindset without being boyfriends?
Totally.
Yeah, it was
totally.
It was super easy. They came to my little apartment, and I think the first thing I said was like, okay, get naked, we're getting in the bathtub.
Right.
And so I mean, that was just
the party.
Yeah, just like right out.
Break the
out
ice.
Gate.
Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah, and then the first thing was us making out, and then we went to the bed and we made out, and then it was just like.
And the park
and the kitchen made out.
In the kitchen, yeah. And it was just, I was like, whatever, because I'm like, have you seen him?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
And so I was like, we're just gonna get all that done out of the way. And of course, he was like, yeah, because we'll have to do it like 4 or 5 times or more, just in case we like it the way it was shot differently or something better. And so I must have made you kiss me like 700 times.
Yeah, about.
And
there was a few practice 100 in there just to make sure it was all good. But and then Josh, I mean, with Kenyth now directing, producing, doing all this stuff together, was he Captain Mogan Dictator, or was he really good at giving direction and
really, really good and easy to work with? He made me feel super comfortable because I'd never been that like intimate with anybody on camera before.
Well, yeah,
so that was like my
deal.
first time. Right. But it was so much fun.
I mean, and again, it's like, when you see this video, you really love the whole thing. We're going to do a little clip from it here in just a second. But, I mean, it's the way you guys interact is so natural. It doesn't feel like, I mean, you hired this guy and I'm paying him just to sit here and let me make out with him. There is this really nice play with the two of you that's natural and cute and like something you would expect from two guys that are living together and that are boyfriends. And I really love the dynamic you guys had with that. Was the overall goal kind of just trying to get this kind of just like young love story out there, or when you had this video in mind, what was the overall concept you wanted to convey?
Well, I wanted it, just that it was this moment in these two people's lives.
Okay.
Because the way that I think we shot an ending where I think I killed you off and you like backed out and you faded away. And then I was like, nah, that's just too depressing. So I didn't want to do that because, like I said, I'd written about my boyfriend in the past. So I was gonna just kind of this moment in time. And I actually, when I was gonna do it, Nicholas Downs was someone that was gonna be in the video, and it was gonna be a much bigger budget. He was in that some movie about. He's gonna kill me. I can't remember what it's
I
called.
don't remember.
But anyway, Nick Downs is an actor that's done a lot of gay film, and it was gonna be this stuff through time where I showed him, like the Vietnam War and all these things. Where we kept connecting and, we kept being pulled apart. And then when I so when I did this version, I was like, I wanted something that was just intimate because it's simple because the song, it's just simple. It was me and my friend Phil.
Yeah.
And I think when I recorded the song, I did one take of the song. And it just, everything was so simple, so that's how I wanted the video. So I kind of went back and luckily was able to get Josh. And
it was I really like how clean it was. It was just like, again, this great little just point of view, just really simply clean, just the two of you and your lives together, basically. And I really like that. And we're going to do a really quick clip from that. If I have my sound producer helping me out with this. So we're going to do just a short little, so you can kind of get a taste of the real love that's going on in this mess, and I love it. So this is It Was Love by Kenyth Mogan.
We make it last. We make it last. We were young, we were dumb, but we were so in love. Every kiss, every touch, we couldn't get enough. It was soft, it was sweet. We were wild and rough. We were young, we were dumb, but it was love.
And this is It Was Love. And I do love it. And again, it makes me smile every time because it's something you totally see with couples that they're this little sappy, they're a little cutesy, but they're also like both just so goofy together. And that relationship and that dynamic really plays off well in this.
We did it.
You guys were good. And the whole fact, 15,000 views, I mean, that's nothing to shy away from either. You guys did really well with that as well. So, what do we have to expect from Mr. Kenyth coming in the future?
I have a new song coming out either in April or May. It's called Pegasus.
Ooh.
And we're going to be shooting a video in the desert to have it come out in the summer. I'm really excited about that.
Tell me it's going to look like Priscilla.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm excited to
this is the first one that I kind of, like the director, I kind of just said, I want you to just kind of take control.
And you gave up control.
I gave up control. Like I'm trying to be. So I went away after my grandmother passed away. I was like, I'm gonna take a year. I'm gonna just kind of disappear and do this whole rebranding thing, just because I want to come off as more an adult artist or a more mature artist is what I should say. And so I'm dropping my last name. It's gonna be Kenyth, which sounds really cheesy now that I said it out loud.
It's not.
But yeah, so
ladies and gentlemen, Kenyth.
Yeah.
Fan pop.
but yeah, so I have that, and then our thing that we're gonna do hopefully is we're gonna start filming that towards the end of this year, and that's just this little web series that I had the initial concept for, and then I kind of gave it to James and like just do whatever you want with it because I just want to have fun. And so I'm gonna try acting again. We'll see how it works. They'll probably replace me with a porn star.
I was like, we'll call a couple porn stars for backup.
Yeah. So, but I'm actually really excited about that, and because we jive so well, and
you guys do. You guys really do.
And so it was something that, I kind of James and I have been talking about doing some stuff together since I moved out here.
Yeah.
And so this kind of fell in our laps, and he was like, I can do it, and he's written I think 3 or 4 of the episodes now.
Oh wow! So he's already in there.
Oh yeah, he's just kind of been throwing them out, and they're funny. They're a lot. He's very good. I'm very good at being sappy, as you can see through these videos. But James has a lot of humor that I just am not good at tapping into.
Okay.
And so I'm looking forward to it. And then to kind of promote it, I do art as well.
Yeah.
So I've kind of started a little comic book about us. So I had to have Josh come in and do all kinds of reference photos.
I'll look at his phone later.
So,
I'll just look at that.
But
we'll get some reference point of view. That'll be in the yeah, that's right. We're gonna need to measure this.
Well, I totally was gonna say I took advantage of you. I didn't take advantage of you, but I totally was like, so I need you to come over because I mean it's easier to draw when you have reference points, and I'm like, so but again I was like, get naked and do this and do that, and we took all these hysterical photos, and like it was over Christmas, so we had I made him put a Santa hat on over his junk, and I just did all these weird stupid little things, but
hey, if you got it, do it.
And I had him, and he's not shy about it, which is
great.
No,
again, go to Josh's Instagram. Yeah. He is not shy about it at all.
And they're all in good taste. There's nothing.
There is no. We give him a lot of shit because he gets so embarrassed by it, but it is true. I mean, it is very, like I said, James and everyone else that does it are very good photographers. Yes. It is very tasteful and tactful.
Well, I did do a new drawing of you that I
was it like a side?
I'm just hearing about this.
No, I sent it to you.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I sent him this drawing. I was like, so here's how I'm gonna do the comic book, and it was just this black and white drawing, and I think I made your dick hang down like to your knees. And I was like, this is
donkey dick.
Yeah, I about died. I was like, well, thanks, Tim.
I'm like, this is how we're gonna do it. Yeah.
You're like, I mean, I'm just naturally scaling. Just like. I actually had to cut back an inch or 2.
Dick reduction surgery.
Dick reduction surgery. So it's exciting. So new song, hopefully April, May. Web series, maybe I'm gonna say end of the year.
End of the year, beginning of next. I think is when we'll get done. It's gonna be again simple, but I'm looking forward to it. Like with what we have done for it, I think it's gonna be just a lot of fun, and it's kind of this gay little bewitched kind of a thing, and
different
and funny, not overtly sexual, but it's James, so it's going to be sexual enough.
It's going to be sexual enough. Yeah, that's what James is. That is exactly what James is. Sexual enough.
Yeah,
exactly.
So he knows how to sell his stuff, which is again why I gave it to him and said just go for it.
And honestly, what rhymes with sex? Everything.
Yeah.
Sex sells. It does. It really does. But Josh, is there anything we can expect from you coming up? Any shoots? Any?
Yeah, I have a few shoots right now that have not come out yet, but they will be coming out. Probably DNA Magazine.
Potentially an OnlyFans page coming up. I'll actually work with him to get that set up. We will make that set up.
Maybe.
All right, so we're excited. This is going to be amazing. We'll definitely keep in touch with both of you to see what's coming from the future, share the shit out, and get your stuff going. Yeah. Check out Kenyth Mogan online and use YouTube for those amazing videos. They're so cute and so adorable. And it's just Kenyth Mogan.
Kenyth Official is...
Official. All right, it's Kenyth Official if you go on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And check him out there. And then Josh Orozco, same thing. OROZCO. I always do CC. I'm like, no, that's wrong. Orozco. Josh. Just look up hot boy with bod. Just that usually narrows it down. Or go to DNA Magazine and check out his shit online. Yeah. We want to do a special thank you again as well to gaylifeatla.com for helping us out, as well as Kings Road Apartments Homes for everything you see here. And make sure to tune in next week when we have DJ Tony Moran on board. So we're excited for him. Yes. So thank you guys. Bye. We're going to play out with It Was Love. Kenyth Mogan.
We were done, we were so in love.